Most home service companies are stuck, and it's not because they're bad at the service that they offer, it's honestly because they're just bad at marketing. If you don't know me, my name's Isaiah. My company currently works with contractors and home service companies in over 300 counties across the US, helping them scale through multiple different types of marketing strategies. In this video, I'm just going to talk about what's helped us to scale these companies across the US. If it helps you, great. If you want advice, let me know. Let's get into it. So on the back end side of things, this is kind of how we think of things growing a company. And we call it the home service marketing staircase. How you need to be thinking is just like a staircase. You can't take that extra step once you've really set that next step. For example, if you were to look at a staircase that is 2 stories high, if there's no stairs in between that, you can't reach the top. And for you, depending upon your business, whether that's 7 figures or 8 figures, you can't reach that next story if there isn't those stepping stones. So in general, how you kind of have to be thinking about things is any platform that you're running ads or promoting your company on, even if it's in-person marketing material like flyers, door hangers. For this specific video, we're going to speak more on the online strategy side of things. So any platform that you're running ads on, let's just take Facebook ads, for example. So when you're starting to run ads, you start to see an ROI from those ads. But the thing is, if you were to spend 20 grand a day in your local service area on trying to get remodeling leads, for example, there's only so many people that are going to be interested in getting a quote from you. So spending 20 grand a day isn't going to be worth it for your specific local market. Yes, if you service to all across the country, it's well worth it. You can definitely spend that amount. These massive contracting companies are spending multiple 7, even 8 figures just strictly on these types of Google or Facebook ads constantly. For your company, if you have a service radius of 25 miles less or 50 miles or less, there's only so much that you can spend. In this space, we call it the marketing equilibrium. So for Facebook ads and any types of ads, when you're investing into your company, you start to hit this point to where, okay, you're running ads, but it starts to flatline kind of, and your ROI starts to go down. So you hit this point with your ROI to where the amount that you're putting in, you're not getting the highest return on your money that you could be getting. So like a staircase, what you need to be doing is mastering one platform. Once you hit that peak ROI, okay, let's move on to the next ad platform and optimize things on that platform. Once that's optimized, then you go to a different platform and continue that process up. That's why we kind of call it the marketing staircase. So to preface, we only really recommend really investing into one platform and mastering that strategy on that, especially if you're a smaller company. Now, what I recommend before you even spend a dime on ads or that type of online promotion is to make sure that you have that steady and firm foundation of just having your company visible online. To set up any social media platform, pretty much, it's free for your business. So to set up your Google business profile, it's free. To set up your Facebook page, it's free. Instagram page, all these, Yelp, Yahoo, Bing, it's free to at least have your company there online. If you were looking for a remodel on your house personally, and you were to see an ad of a remodeling company, you're probably gonna go and look them up on some different platforms, make sure that they're a credible company. If you saw an ad and then you looked them up online, you saw no reviews, you saw no website, you saw really nothing about them, and let's say you even saw bad reviews, you wouldn't likely proceed forward with that company. The same exact thing that you would do with that company, people are doing to your company. Make sure that you're at least visible if somebody searched up your business name on any platform. Now, I'm expecting that anybody watching this video or any business owner already has all those platforms set up. They already have a minimum of 10 5-star reviews on these platforms. So if anybody does the research on your company, they know that you're a credible company. The reason for this is any sales process, which I'm sure you've heard, is it takes 7 points to actually close a sale with a client or for that client to trust you. So that 7-point process will drastically increase your return on your investment for your ads if you're taking advantage of all these platforms. When you're running an ad, or let's say even you saw an ad, you're likely not going to press on the first ad that you see of a company. So that's why on average, when you're running ads, if you can think of a funnel, your first ad is just to have them see you, and then you're really funneling down to the people to where at the bottom of the funnel, that's when that lead is reaching out. Just know it's going to take a process. If I personally was to have a budget for ads, just in general within my company, or to promote my company online of $9,000, I personally would spend about $200 per day on one specific platform, whether that's Facebook, Google, or a different ad source. or a different social media platform like Yelp, Yahoo, Bing. And then with that other $100, that's the money that I would put towards testing other platforms. Again, this is just from what I've seen of scaling 34 companies across the US. If you've had a different experience and that works for you, that's great. The biggest piece of advice that I could give though is make sure to really master one platform before you move on to the next one. Make sure you become the most well-known company on that platform in a specific area. When a client sees your ad constantly, they're likely to just give you a follow on that platform itself. So we had a company that we started working with and they were running Facebook ads. They started with us, they had about 50 followers, just friends and family. In just a few months, we were able to get them to over 550 followers on Facebook. And long term, they were able to see such a greater return on those ads because you're able to nurture those clients farther. So for our clients, we post on a minimum of 3 to 5 times per week. So every single work day pretty much. And that's where, hey, if you have another 500 people that are constantly seeing your posts, if they need help on a project, they're gonna go directly to you. So it's a process of constantly retargeting and retargeting those clients. If you don't know as well, something that you can set up is a pixel. And this is to where if somebody presses on your ad and then they go to your website, you can actually retarget them on any platform that you're running ads, which I'm sure you've experienced on your phone too. If you search up a restaurant or something near you, you're gonna get a ton of ads of that restaurant. It's the same thing that you can do with your business with that pixel. And also on top of this, long term, you can start to retarget people that have that same demographic. So if you're getting a lot of people in their 50s that are looking for modeling help, you can start to target people in the future. You can know, hey, most of my clientele are in their 50s. On Facebook, on Google, can I try to target 50-year-olds in this area? Or you can target based off interest. But for your ads in general, you have to remember that, hey, the first few weeks, it's more about not necessarily getting a ton of leads left and right, but getting more attention and brand awareness. Currently, the day of filming this in May of 2025, honestly, what we've seen is that if you're having a CPL, which is cost per lead of over $100, chances are you're doing it pretty wrong and you could be running an ad that is performing a lot better. I mean, on average, for most of our clients, we're seeing a lead cost from anywhere from $30 to $60. And that kind of gives us a good idea right now in the current market, what to be looking for with all of our clients. It's actually really cool for us because we're very selective on the companies that we work with. And because we have 30 plus contractors that we're working with, if we have an ad in one area that's working really well, we only typically partner with one contractor per specific area because then there isn't a battle of leads and we can usually get the highest CPL and CPC for those clients that we're working with. I have a ton more that I could talk about, but the last thing that I want to leave you with is that the answer isn't always spending more money or having a bigger budget. The answer is making sure that with whatever budget you have, you're making the most of it. For example, even a small budget of $500 or $1,000 a month, you can still get some results with that. But make sure, as I mentioned, with that staircase idea in mind, you're not moving on to the next step until you've mastered the first one to begin with. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. I love talking about just what's working with the companies and contractors that we're working with. And if you want more information about how we help contractors scale and home service companies, feel free to go to zealmediasolutions.com. See you on the next one.